Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray.
Good morning, I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
Here we are once again. It's almost Christmas. You excited?
Well, the pumpkins are gone, and some of them. I kept the white pumpkins because I think they have sort of a
They're cute
Christmassy
little guys.
look.
Did they come from the same place?
Yeah, well, they came from Junk and Disorderly.
I always think that suits us, Junk and Disorderly.
Yeah.
down on the highway down here. She's got live Christmas trees
She
down
has all
there now.
kinds of stuff down there, and it's really kind of her.
I
to
was
let
thinking
us
about
use
that.
this.
That must be on consignment.
Christmas trees?
Well, no, she's got live Christmas trees down
live.
there, and I don't
Okay.
think that if I were her, I wouldn't go out and buy all of those. She's probably just letting
It's
somebody.
more like a car lot.
Yeah, a consignment. Because I guess what do they do with those, Fuzz? When they don't sell a live Christmas tree, they take it and put it back in the ground.
I would think.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Huh?
It still has some root ball.
Yeah, I mean they all have root balls
yeah.
and burlap.
Most people plant them after Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, but a place like that doesn't sell all of
I
them.
don't know what they do. Probably
Yeah.
sell them to landscape.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a nice thing. They're
That's Cliff
kind
Roberts
to-
out there I'm talking to, and he knows all about
He knows everything.
He knows all about irrigation and dirt and grass.
I was pretty impressed with that answer, Cliff.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
One other thing he is, though, is he's a superstar in
Yes,
the
he
Ultimate
is.
Oldies, and
Yes, he
he's here to
is.
promote their Christmas show that they're going to have
Right.
coming up, and he'll be on with us about that in a little bit. So Christmas parade this weekend, Jim, it went off real well.
Yeah, it was
Beautiful
big fun.
weather, yeah.
It was big fun. I was telling John on Saturday that somewhere about midway through the Christmas parade, I lost my voice.
Oh, bless you.
And I don't know what happened. Well, but it wasn't a problem because Candy knows everything too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we got through it.
So
But,
nobody listens to you anyway. So
Now, she's got control of all that stuff.
Yeah, but usually the sirens and all that stuff
Yeah.
is so loud they can't hear us anyway. So
was
it's
it
okay.
a bigger parade than it's been in several years?
No,
or
it
is
was,
it about the
it was
same?
about the same. There were 90-something
Oh,
entries.
some really
in.
nice
We've had
floats.
them with maybe as many as 110 or 15.
I was proud of
So-
South Jackson's float.
Yeah, South Jack. R.J. Hayes.
R.J. Hayes is a
He's
genius.
Santa's elf if there ever was one.
I know, he's amazing. He can take little bits and pieces of wood and recreate the Civic Center.
Right,
It's amazing.
right. RJ, we need a float. Oh, okay. when do you need it? Tomorrow. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. This
Yeah.
afternoon? Is that soon enough?
Doesn't make any difference to you. He volunteers. He's what a great guy, and
Yes,
he
he
and
is.
Sandy have been great contributors to this community for a long time.
And did you
In
know
many,
he used
many
to sing with
ways.
the Mickey Mouse Club?
RJ sang with the
Yes,
Mickey
he
Mouse
did.
Club.
Yes,
I
he
can
did.
believe it.
M.I.C.
K-E-Y.
RJ's done about everything.
He has done it all.
Yeah,
I mean,
he really has. Yeah.
He has
Fun
hung with
guy.
some
He's a
really
fun
important
guy.
people. Us, for instance.
Exactly.
And then we had the Civic Choir concert on
That was
Saturday night,
beautiful.
which was very, very good. We'll probably show a little bit of that today. And that, well, along with the Christmas parades, the Manchester Christmas Parade, Tullahoma Christmas Parade, and we're waiting on the Shelbyville Christmas Parade.
Right. We
to
think
show
we're
up.
gonna get it.
We think, huh?
We think we're going to get
We
it.
think we're going to get
probably
Shelbyville,
will.
but we really don't know until we have it in hand. And all of that stuff will be playing on Channel 6, on Charter 193, all through the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get your holiday on.
Right. I got mine on just listening to the Civic Choir. I was so touched. It was beautiful.
And
Were
Phil,
you in
yeah.
it this year?
Are you kidding? No, I was in the building.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's as close as I could get
Oh,
this
okay.
time. But I have done it many years.
I've
Yeah.
often wondered how someone as accomplished vocalist as you are, Peggy, how well do you take directions when you're over there singing with some other people? Not good. Cliff says
Not really
good.
well.
Well,
You want me to do what?
It's hard for one director to direct another director.
I was just wondering how that would work. Yeah.
But I have great admiration for Ann
Oh,
Baldwin.
heavens,
I mean,
yes.
she absolutely expects and promotes the best in vocal music, and I really appreciate it.
And what was really cool about that is, along with the 60 or 70 some odd members of the Civic Choir, she put together a Aristocat,
Reunion,
Tullahoma
sort of.
Singers, high school THS Singers, which is what it was originally. Then it became Aristocats. She put together a reunion, and there was probably 40 of them there.
At least.
Oh,
at
that'll be
least.
neat. And
Yeah.
we're going to have that.
We're going to have
we're gonna
something
have that
on the show today as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So, yeah, they did Hallelujah Chorus, and that's Handel.
Yes.
that's a Handel piece, and you could listen to the Crystal Cathedral or the Mormon Tabernacle
wouldn't have been
Choir
better,
or
that's
anybody you
true.
want to. I don't know how it could be much better than what they did at the church.
I would say there was at least over 100 singing during that piece.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for
It was
sure, for
quite
sure.
quite an energetic opening.
And the place was full. And I heard rumblings about, and I hope this takes place, that they practiced for what, 2 months for that thing?
To start after Labor Day
Yeah.
and rehearse until
2 months and
till
sing it and go through it one time. Mm-hmm. And when I went to get seats at 6 o'clock, the
Was
parking lot
full.
was already full. So I heard rumblings that they might talk about doing a Sunday matinee on that, which I think would be great because the audience is full of people, family members. Mm-hmm. And everybody else in the community might want to see it, don't have an opportunity,
I
and a lot of
certainly
your
think it would,
older
yeah.
people who would like to see it don't drive at night. So to have a Sunday afternoon matinee performance of that, I think would be really
Would be
great
lovely.
for the community. But that's if all the singers and everybody involved have space to do
That's
that.
got to be quite a job to put all that together.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is.
really.
And Grace Baptist Church is to be complimented for allowing the rehearsals there, and the Lions Club, all that they give to make this happen. It's not just a small endeavor.
No, it's not.
Huge.
Eddie Smith, our buddy Eddie Smith, did a good job. He's the president of the Lions Club right now, and he did a good job in his comments and his statements the other night. Mm-hmm. I know Colin used to do it. Colin Lawrence did that for a while. This has been going on a long
10
time.
years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
This was the 10th year. to my
reunion
knowledge.
of that specific group doing that.
What I appreciated that the small group that had been in every one for 10 years sang an a cappella piece,
Sacred Heart.
Sacred Harp, and dedicated it to Margaret Wright, who taught Ann. We all sang a cappella, and that touched me.
Yeah,
that
it was really nice.
She did that.
It was really nice. So
And Herb Little, she did.
Herb Little.
She honored him, and
he was the choir director when I was singing at the choir at First Christian Church, and he's another one that demanded. He and his wife Nancy played piano, who was probably at that point as accomplished a piano player as there was in town.
yeah.
And they were just wonderful to work with, and he was a very accomplished vocalist and a very good director.
And then there's Vicki Collinsworth. Oh my gosh, there's no better pianist in the
She'd
world.
go to New York and live
She
right
is
now if she wanted
amazing.
to.
How well did you take direction, John, at the
Never.
when you're at First Christian Church?
My problem is, and the reason that I quit singing in the choir is I don't read music.
Yeah.
And so for me to do that, I've got to make every practice because I've got to memorize. I've got to sing it enough times that I don't even need the music.
Right.
And but if I don't make every practice, then I don't feel like that I deserve to be up there and sing. If I don't want to be the one that makes the mistake.
One
Yeah.
of the fondest memories I have of doing the Big Brothers Telethon is John and his wife Fran, and Fran, who is she is a vocalist. She actually has the training and understands it all. And they were doing a duo together, and I thought at one point they'll never make it through this and still be married.
Still be married.
Right. Because
Fran wanted to kill
here's
him.
my buddy John, just like I am. We're bar singers. That's how
We
that's what
slide into those notes.
Yeah, and Fran just does it exactly like it's supposed to be and understands that it's supposed to be. And it was awful hard for my man John to get into
Yeah,
that
I don't know
mode.
staccato and legato and all of that stuff. That sounds like
You're
sounds
right.
like a pasta dish.
But you're right on top of retardando.
Yeah, I can. I know retard.
That was a good one, Becky. That was a good one.
As a matter of fact, I don't even know that I even knew that word existed.
Really? Retardando?
That means
means slowing down,
Slowing
yeah.
down. I'm not much about that either. But that was
But it
good.
was-
That was a
it
good
was-
shot.
it
Peggy.
was- Yeah, it was a good
Wow,
one.
right
That's
over
one
the
of
right
I
over
was
the
thinking, I was
vein.
alert.
Yeah.
Even though it went over your head.
It did. It did. Fuller. What about our new athletic director up at the University of Tennessee.
They finally made a change.
Phil
didn't
Fulmer.
they?
I think it's an excellent choice, and he's served that university for years, and 30 years as a coach, I think, and a head coach, and
a starting player on the field.
Offensive lineman.
So, very good one, too.
He cares as much about that university probably as anybody does.
In the world. I'm sure he does.
I think it was time that we needed some wisdom and stability
and
brought into the program, and I think he'll provide that. And probably by the end of this week, we'll have a coach.
Yeah, and he's going to retardondo all of that crap going on up there. He said, "Wait a minute, we're going to slow this down just a minute and take a breath."
Yeah,
because this is insane. And you think about it, it's not just football.
No.
A lot of the programs up there, think about the girls' basketball program. Of course, when you lose Pat Summitt, you just don't go out and replace.
Exactly.
She's probably the sole individual that brought women's college basketball to where it is. Mm-hmm. Without her, it wouldn't be there like it is now.
There's no way to replace her. You just have to find somebody else.
He's got a lot of programs that are not doing as well as they need to be doing.
And the women's basketball program, and just based on what you said, but Pat Summitt made that program. And at one time it functioned separately from the rest of the athletic department, and they weren't under the athletic director for the men's sports. And for some reason or other they changed that a few years back, and under the previous athletic directors.
Well, she as a player, was a great player, and she took that program over, 2 years after she graduated?
I believe she was very young.
She was. I mean, she was in her early 20s when she took that program over.
He seems to know everything this morning, so we should ask Cliff.
Anyway, she is still missed. It'll be a long time before somebody makes that mark. She set the bar really high.
Philip Fulmer, we're proud of you, buddy. Winchester, Tennessee.
Franklin County
football player. Talked to Don Roten the other day, and he just had a big smile on his face.
I don't think the university did Philip right when they decided to get rid of him,
they didn't do majors right when they decided.
They didn't do majors
universities
right.
never hardly ever do it right.
Put a curse on them. They hadn't been the same since.
No.
So maybe this will turn it around.
Maybe it'll turn around.
Trying to do the right thing. Yeah.
But very few of them do it right when they go to get rid of somebody.
Politics.
Yeah.
That's life.
I'm not going to say a thing else except we'll be right back after this commercial break.
It's football time in Tennessee, and nobody tackles the competition like the Russell Barnett Automotive family. With 6 different locations, 8 new car franchises, over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, a certified collision center with lifetime paint guarantee, Russell Barnett Hometown Auto Rental. Let our family exceed your expectations at the Russell Barnett Automotive family. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday Miracles, Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now from Shelbyville, Tennessee, Susie Henderson to my left and Matt Matthews, who is with the Shelbyville Airport, and they're here today to tell us about a really exciting thing they've got coming up. I believe this may be the second year you've done it, or
our third.
Okay, all right.
Our third year.
First of all, tell me who you're with, Susie.
I represent the local EAA chapter in Shelbyville, Chapter 1326. EAA stands for Experimental Aircraft Association.
Okay. Experimental aircraft.
Home built.
Yeah, right. Have you ever ridden on one of those?
Yes.
Really?
But I also owned a twin.
No kidding.
Yeah. So we host a breakfast every fourth Saturday. And so we have people fly in from Kentucky, West, East Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, North Alabama. We have a pretty good following.
So when you get into one of these experimental aircraft, I assume you're fairly confident that it's going to fly, right?
Well, yes.
What about you, Matt? You're affiliated with the airport. They usually fly, I assume, right?
Yes, sir, they fly.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. What do you do at the airport?
Right now, I'm the supervisor.
I see.
I just kind of oversee operations.
I see. Susie, you had another comment to make. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was going to say we also have some small helicopters that come in.
Oh, okay. Are they?
Yes, there's a couple of them that look like they might be of the home-built nature. Yeah. So we have.
I've just always I've been a little bit fascinated by that kind of thing, and I just wonder, the first time you fire that up and you're going to fly it, how do you know that thing's actually going to work? But anyway.
You actually need to speak to a builder, but there is a process to go through to get there.
Okay. All right. You guys are here today, however, to talk about something else. Tell us.
We're hosting our third annual Fly In Santa. Santa will, if the weather permitting, Santa will fly in, and anyway, he lands at the airport at 11 o'clock, and then we sit. The children come. We ask the parents to bring cameras, and Santa takes, listens to their Christmas wishes, what they're looking for.
Right.
So it winds up being a really good time. And last year we had about 150 children to come. The weather was a little cooler last year, so but the first year we had 199 kids to come through.
Oh, that was a great crowd.
It was a great weather day too, for flying and for the children to come in. So we're hoping for good weather. I know we're about to have some bad weather at the end of this week. Let's just
maybe
hope
we'll get that out of the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
And because otherwise he might have to come in on his sleigh.
Yeah. Well. That would be a first if we had that much snow.
That's right. It would be.
This time of year.
It would be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a great idea, and is this sponsored by the organization that you are?
We work in conjunction with the airport. It's actually an airport event, but we support it. We're the elves that pass out the hot chocolate.
Okay. Yes.
So we'll have hot chocolate and candy canes and things like that. And so while the parents and the line. While they're waiting to see Santa, then the chapter is passing out hot chocolate.
So I assume you've got somebody furnishing the plane to fly Santa in, Matt?
We're working on that right now, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. And usually what happens is once he flies in, we set the chair in front of the airplane, so the airplane is part of the picture. So we set up a little photo op and we have people that actually have made their photos from this year's or last year's event that will go on their Christmas cards this year.
Oh, that's a great idea.
They were some families to come and do that and told us that's what they wanted to do. So.
Okay, yeah, this is just a great idea, and Santa doesn't break out the sleigh, and I guess until Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't have to unless we have bad weather and he has to come in for this, but no, he will fly in. We may have a couple of elves to fly in ahead of him.
Yes.
Are you one of those?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We have a plan of flying in ahead of Santa and maybe having type of formation flying and do a pattern around the field, and then we'll land first, and then Santa will come behind us.
Okay. And I assume you have a pilot's license, right?
I do not, but my friend that's flying me does.
Oh, okay.
He will be an elf also.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But anyway, we have a great time, and we're looking forward to doing it again this year. And
How did you come up with this idea? This is pretty neat.
Okay, one of the other, the last airport manager, he had, it was something that they did out in Oklahoma when he was out in Oklahoma. And then we had another EAA chapter member who had wanted to do it, and we just wasn't able to pull it together. And so a couple of years ago, we were able to do that. And after it turned out to be so much fun, we decided we'd do it again. So now we're hoping just to be able to keep the tradition going.
It's got to be a lot of fun, and I know you guys are tickled with the turnout.
Oh, listen, I wish we had Santa here with us. I should have thought of that. He's got stories to tell. I mean, they give him their handwritten list. They cut out pictures, out of the catalogs, and they've handed him those. And he's just he has just lots of fun stories to tell afterwards. We should have asked Santa to join us.
You know what? That is an excellent idea, because wonder what Santa says to these children if they say they want a new Mercedes, and he realizes that's probably not going to happen.
We might need to talk. I don't know. I kept a couple of the notes he gave them because I used them in our newsletter, the chapter newsletter. But this child went on and on about all these things he wanted, and at the very end, he asked for a Ford F-150.
No kidding, it's actually happened.
I'm sure it's his dad. It's probably for his dad, I'm guessing. But he asked for a Ford F-150.
Yeah, okay. Well, it was nice he was trying to help out there.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
But it's so much. The kids are always real excited. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's great you have it at the airport, because you guys got a really nice airport over there, best I remember. Yeah.
We've had a lot of work done. We've got a new ramp and everything, and they've done some work on the runway. Yes, we do. We have a very nice facility, and we appreciate when we do our breakfast. We've had as many as 85 airplanes to come in.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, we've. September we had 187 pilots, people come in for breakfast.
So you're saying these people actually fly in?
They actually fly in to support our event every fourth Saturday.
Yeah.
We're not doing one in December, unfortunately, because the 23rd falls that Saturday. They decided not to do one, but we'll gear it back up in January.
Yeah.
But yes, our crowd is usually between 125 to 175.
Yeah. Okay,
so
great.
Yes, it is. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's actually just wonderful to have that many people.
All right.
And families to come in, because we have a family from Coleman, Alabama that came in, and his daughter was learning to fly. So they try not to miss our breakfast, and it's a nice flight for her to
good
fly.
practice.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, this is coming up, folks. When?
December the 16th.
16th, okay.
11 to 2.
Okay.
He flies in at 11.
Okay. And you don't have to make any reservations or do any of that. You just show up for that.
That's right.
Okay.
And please, parents, bring your cameras.
Bring your cameras. Okay. Good idea. Folks, thank you so much for coming by today. Matt, good to see you. I'm glad you got somebody that's bringing you in that's got a pilot's license. Especially after talking with Susie here about this experimental aircraft kind of thing. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. December 16th at 11 o'clock.
That's correct.
So, all right. Folks, we'll be right back in a moment with more living right after this.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man who gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/ caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch. And John, we are here today for segment 70 of the Conversations with John and Pat.
Moving right along, Pat.
It's momentous.
I want to do one new from as a youth. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. I went across the river and I fell down to sleep. Went across the river and I fell down to sleep. I went across the river and I fell down to sleep. When I woke up, had shackles on my feet. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. 21 links of chain wrapped around my leg. 21 links of chain wrapped around my leg. 21 links of chain wrapped around my leg, and on each link the initial of my name. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Oh yes, it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. It takes a worried man to sing a worried song. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. I'm worried now, but I won't be worried long. Hot dog.
John, I don't know if I've ever heard that before. That was magnificent.
That's old as the hills, Pat.
Is it? Was it considered country or a folk song?
Folk. New Christy Minstrels, and I think Kingston Trio maybe got a hold of it, and they changed a lot of the lyrics around. But I like the old lyrics.
Oh, so that was
and besides, they're harder to learn. Once you learn something, you just don't want to change. Hey, Pat, we're going to talk about girls basketball today.
All right.
We've talked about this. And during the time that, this is the 1974-75 season. And Tommy Whitaker coached the team. They were 18-1, and they won 7 straight tournament games until losing to the eventual state champion, Bradley County. They lost in the state semifinals 38-33 to Bradley County. And as you might know, and some of you might not, that in 1977 the rules were changed because girls basketball prior to that time was like half court 3-on-3. The girls had their own game. It was an interesting game. You had on one end of the court girls playing offense 3-on-3. On the other end of the court, girls were playing defense on the other side. And
as you had on both ends, you had 3 forwards and 3 guards. It wasn't complex terminology for the positions.
And there was, the guards never shot the ball. They simply, like ducks on a June bug, played good defense back at that time.
And if you had the ball and touched the line, it was a turnover.
That's
you
right.
Could not, the guards could not take the ball into the forward's court.
Once on this end, the ball, someone scored, then the ball came back to the other team at center court, and it was passed in, and it was their own game. Girls basketball was really fun to watch.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was good, and I got to say the 5-on-5's fun to watch too. But
it's it probably helped the development of the college game.
It did. And there was pressure from colleges.
Right.
Like Pat Head Summit, and UT was trying to get our state to go.
I believe by the end it was just, I may be wrong, but I believe it was just us and Iowa that were still 3-on-3. But it was a neat game, and we've talked before that a lot of really the good boys coaches would go early and watch the girls game, because when the ball goes to the wing, the men's game is a 3-on-3 game, and they love to watch good girls basketball coaches to see what they were doing, especially offensively.
One thing that was easier about the girls game was it didn't congest. You didn't have as much congestion in the middle. You take 5 players on one end of the court on each team, that's 10 players, and they sort of get in your way of running the play like you want it run. Well,
and there was another girl playing than would have. And most of the time, or some of the time, some of the guards be really quick and really aggressive and really be fun to watch, but they didn't have shooting skills and the ball handling skills enough to be. But it gave them a chance to play. And there was a young girl in my class that was a great defensive player, Charlotte Whitaker.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that team there, if when they make it to the semifinals of state, they had somebody out front that was a really good defensive player.
Put up Reba's picture there, Philip. Reba Collins was a forward. She was a good scorer, and she played. Let me see. Lynn Liggett, Joan Mealy were the players on the offense. Lynn Liggett was the ball handler.
She was the girl out front, and she was a good shot.
And everybody probably remembers Mr. Charlie.
Right.
Charlie Liggett. He probably nudged her along to become a good player as well.
Some would say stronger than a nudge, but Charlie was a good man, or is a good man.
Reba was a real good forward, and there you see her in a pose, sort of a half hook. She was very good, and the guards for that team. Let's put up the 2 girls together there, Philip. Yeah, now that's a couple of guards going after the ball. Can you see it? That's Debbie Parrish and Sherry Seeley. Look at them.
Wow. Oh, those 2 would get after you. I'll tell you that.
And then Sheila Scott. Let's show the one of her. Now, the defense was terrific that year. The forwards were terrific, but the defense were they did an excellent job. And then also the substitute.
When that ball got past half court, Debbie Parrish was on the ball handle.
That's right. And Robbie Bailey was a good substitute. We don't have her picture, but she was another good player on that team. Leanne Higgs, these are other players. Leanne Higgs, Debbie Beam, Laura Stepensky. I don't believe Stepanek. You're right, Pat. Susan Swink, Patty Key, Diane Oliver, Debbie Hill were managers. Cindy Lawson, Tammy Hale, Eileen Baker, Tammy Jones, Teresa Turner, Teresa Kirby, Annette McGee, Emma Crutchfield, Debbie Holloway, and Janet Nelms was a manager. And all 6 starters received awards during the season. The highest honor going to Debbie Parrish is on the All-State team. Very good team. Very good memories of that team in particular. Tommy Whitaker was the coach. And I pulled this up, and we'll end on this, or close to the end. the board changed to 5-on-5.
What year did you say that was?
77.
Wow.
All of the Tennessee high schools were now fielding girls basketball teams, and administrators of the school new to the game were leading the push for the TSSAA to adopt 5-on-5 rules used by the boys as opposed to traditional 2-court 3-on-3 format. The confrontation came to a head when the U.S. District Court in Knoxville ordered the TSSAA to change 5-on-5. I can't read my writing over there. The membership, however, voted to retain the 6-on-6 format, supporting the Board of Control. To appeal the decision, they appealed the decision, but by the time the appeal got through, they were sort of leaning toward the 5-on-5 themselves because of pressure probably from college coaches. Yeah. And the Title IX type rules were coming about where boys and girls were to be treated similarly or the same. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's a little story about and show the girls team. I was going to do that. This is a good team picture of those. And Coach Whitaker's over on the right side. And that was a great team and one of those that we'll remember, or at least folks from back at that time will remember.
Now that means too, John, that my math was right. The girls' game has been 5-on-5 for 40 years.
I was coaching at the middle school when it changed, and we were told it was going to change, and then so I got my girls ready for 5-on-5, and then we dropped back to 6-on-6, 3-on-3 rather, for the next season because they're probably in that transition period while it was being challenged.
That's interesting. I would not have thought it was 40 years ago that took place, which is another instant. A good example that you and I are a little older than we think we are.
Good to talk about these girls.
Right. All right, John, that'd probably wrap up segment 70, and a fine segment it was.
We hope so.
And we've got plenty of stories to come if management will allow it. Thank y'all.
Talking history about this and that. It's Conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. I'm always so pleased when I have Cliff Roberts on this show.
Well,
Good morning,
thank you.
Cliff. You
Good
look
morning.
fine today.
Thank
How are you?
Had to have a little red on for
I know.
Christmas.
I love it.
you know.
I thought about that, but I just couldn't make it work out.
I couldn't find my Santa hat, so it's still in storage somewhere.
Well,
I guess.
obviously, you people that have seen Cliff before know that he is into the oldies concerts, and there's a big one going on at the
Manchester Arts Center. It starts the 14th through the 17th, and
So 2 full weekends, is that it?
no, just one weekend.
14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. Oh,
Right. Yes.
So you're going to do it? Is it like Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Yeah,
Sunday?
it starts Thursday on a Thursday night. We're doing 2 shows on the Saturday. We're doing a matinee show at 2 o'clock. The night shows are at 7, and the Sunday afternoon one is at 2.
I think doing afternoon concerts are good for, especially for people my age. A lot of people
Well,
don't like to drive at night.
A lot of people won't drive at night.
And
so,
knowing your shows, the house will
Yeah.
be packed every time.
Well, that's one reason we added a second show on Saturday, because the ticket sales were going really
Yeah.
well. So
So take a look at the phone number and the website, and you can get tickets on the website, or you can call and make reservations.
yes,
I believe. How much are tickets now?
$20.
Whoops, there went our son. $20
Yes.
every age.
Yes.
But I would suggest you get your ticket. I can't make it stay. I'm going to lay it down, and it's cute. If you can see it, that's great. I love it. This is Jamie Harden's doing, probably.
Oh yes.
Jamie's,
yeah.
how many years has this been going on?
This is about the 8th year, I guess.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's been a hit
Yeah.
everywhere you go.
Well, we try to put a quality product out there. So.
And you have such a good group.
Yeah.
Do you find it's a bit like a family?
Well, yes. I mean, we've got where we're doing so many shows that we have to swap musicians in and out some, but the singers are pretty much the same.
Singers
yeah.
are pretty much the same.
And but we do different. Well, as you know, we do different kinds of shows. We do an Elvis tribute show. We do a classic country
And
show.
I
we do
might
something.
add that the Elvis show is coming to South Jackson Civic Center,
Mhm.
and I don't have the date on the tip of my tongue.
I
but
think it's in March.
I think sometime
so,
in March.
yeah.
So you can
They
look
just tell
forward
me
to
when
that.
to get in the truck.
Now
you know.
this is your Christmas show.
Yes.
And do you change it much every year, or just
Yes.
kind of add
yeah.
a few things?
Yeah,
and-
pretty much. We actually every show we do is pretty much different.
Yeah.
But this one we haven't done a Christmas show in a couple of years, so it may be more than that. I don't know. I lose track of time. Anyway, but yeah, this is different. We've got some. Actually, some new musicians and stuff, and we're doing some Trans-Siberian Orchestra pieces in there. Yeah,
That'll be awesome.
yeah, and we've got a country section, and and then we've got, of course, the Birth of Jesus section in there too.
Oh, you still
oh yes,
do
yes,
that?
yeah.
And that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's toward the end of the show. So,
I think
the
that's
true
very
meaning of
touching.
Christmas. Yeah.
the true meaning of. Well, it's all the true meaning of Christmas. If you're singing and celebrating Christmas, I think in your heart it's all
Mhm.
about the birth of Christ and all
Well,
of
some
that.
people lose touch with that,
Yeah.
sometimes.
So
but
it's good to
yeah.
remind them.
Yeah, it is.
So, how long have you actually been performing in this show? Were you in the first one?
The from the first. Yeah.
So that's good. And I
Yeah.
think, do you want to name some of your people?
Well.
Oh, it's all right. You don't have to. You'll
yeah,
never
I
get
mean,
them all.
yeah, I didn't even write them down, but yeah,
Well, it's an incredible crew, and I know you have, I call it an orchestra, but it's probably more a combo. Who leads that? Is Jamie in charge
Jamie's
of that
pretty
too?
much in charge of everything.
Of everything.
And but we have musicians from Murfreesboro and different places, and of course we got John Gray's son Jacob's in it. He's singing with us for the Christmas
And
show.
Cindy,
and then
probably.
Cynthia, yeah, and then we've got Carrie Caredoff. She's one of the women singers, and Jamie's wife Becky, and let's see, we have Karen Wainwright. And
She's been there
yeah, Lori
since the
Berger.
beginning, I think, yeah.
Yes, Lori Berger's singing, and then we have. If I leave somebody out, it's not going to be good.
Annie.
Annie's not in this one.
She's
No.
not in this one. Okay.
No.
I know she's been in several.
Right. Yeah. And then our musicians, we have Derek Minnick, and he's playing keyboards. Jesse Hanks on bass. Jared Strike, however he pronounces his name, is the drummer, and Paul Hatton is one of the guitar players, and Joe Miracle is one of the guitar players. And then we have
You have some brass.
yes, Joel Afflerball, and he's playing the trombone. And then we have Scott Keene. He's playing.
Scott's been playing
yes,
for quite a
yes,
few
he's
years.
playing.
Love
in
Scott.
It. And let's see, we have. Trying to think of everybody.
Well, if you can't remember everybody, I always like giving credit to instrumentalists because often they get lost in the background,
they do,
and they're a real big part of doing a quality show.
Yeah, and Todd is he's playing the flute and
yeah.
What's Todd's
Now
last
I
name?
can't think of his first name.
That's bad. See, they're going to burn me at the stake for.
No, that's all right.
forgetting
That's all right. It's a wonderful group, and don't miss the show. What time does it start?
7:00 at night, and then the day shows are 2:00. So.
And about how long it lasts?
About a 2-hour show.
About a 2-hour show with an intermission,
right,
probably.
Right. Yeah.
The Manchester Art Center does a lot of good things. They have a children's production.
Oh, yes.
They have adult productions. It's amazing to me the quality they put out. And what I love about that theater, it is small enough that it doesn't matter where your seat is.
It's a good seat.
You can hear. It's a good seat. So if you don't happen to have reservations and you go at the last minute, which you won't find a seat, I don't think, if you don't get a reservation for your show. But if it's not that big a seller, then you can always have a good seat. But
yes. Yeah.
it's a wonderful place to perform, and I am so proud of the Millennium Company, I guess. Is that what we call it?
Millennium Repertory Company,
Okay.
That's the in-house theater group, So.
And you need to get your tickets soon because it's only 5-6 shows. You're doing 6?
We're doing 5
matinees?
shows. Yeah. Is it
Wait,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Thursday,
Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah, we're
And then Sunday
6 shows.
matinee.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, we're just only doing one show on Sunday, so it's 5 shows. Yeah.
Anyway, it's an exciting thing to do. So what do you do in real life?
I put in irrigation systems and
Just in case somebody needs to get an
yeah.
irrigation system put in, I think it's good to tell what you do.
Yeah.
And why do you think that you love this so much?
I just have always done that. I've done it since I was a kid, so I grew up singing in church, and then my mom made me take piano lessons.
And aren't you glad?
Beat me down. Well, yeah, I guess I am.
You're glad because instrumentalists will talk about singers aren't always good musicians. They have to practice more, but that's not always true. If you read music, then you're pretty much as good as
I played bass guitar for about 13
really?
years. Yeah, so
I think that would be a fun thing to do.
Then I found out that on the front of the stage was a lot better.
Now, are y'all ever looking for volunteers or somebody to come and audition?
No, this is a closed group.
It's a closed group.
Yeah, unless we lose someone, and then it's always a hand-picked thing. So.
Well, that's probably a good way to do it. It certainly works. And Cliff, thank you for coming.
Well, thank you.
The time goes too fast. And don't forget this, the weekend of 14th through the 17th of December. Get your tickets now.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No 2 visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, we are coming back, and we have one of Santa's elves has just shown up, and we're gonna get her on stage right now. She's ready to go. You know, you can't stop Santa Claus when he's on a mission. And he's on a mission, and he sent this special elf in here today to talk with us about another elf that he's sending to town. And so I want to welcome my lovely bride, Miss Fran. Hi. Whoa, look at the ears on that girl. Wow, I bet I can kiss one of those here before the day's over. Hi, baby.
The better to hear you and to hear what your Christmas wishes are.
Oh, my Christmas wishes. I tell you what, if I could have a Christmas wish, I think I'd like to go somewhere, and I don't know where around here you could do it. Go and see a Christmas play.
I know.
Where?
You could come to the North Pole via South Jackson Civic Center.
That would be on North Jackson, wouldn't it?
No, it's on South Jackson. 404 South Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
We're very excited to have our Performing Arts for Children and Teens presenting The Happy Elf. It opens this Thursday night.
Happy Elf.
The Happy Elf. And it's a great musical by Harry Connick Jr. And it's yes.
I didn't realize that. I love that guy.
Yes.
So he wrote the music for this thing?
And the lyrics.
And the lyrics. Oh, it's got to be good then.
Oh, it is. And there's an elf who's always happy, and he is sent to Bluesville, where all the children are naughty.
This sounds great.
Sounds like you might live there.
I'm not naughty.
Oh, in such a nice way. So, anyway, the elf goes to Bluesville, and there he tries to convert all the children to the nice list. And through music, we really enjoy the special Christmas cheer.
I bet.
So that's this Thursday evening, starting at 7 o'clock, Friday evening at 7 o'clock, Saturday at 7, and Sunday afternoon at 3:30.
Which is a little later than normal.
Yes, there are a lot of great activities going on all over the community, and we needed to move it back just a little because of an event at the high school. So we are happy to bring the Happy Elf. We also have great education outreach shows, and this is one of them, and we're expecting a big crowd of elves to come in on Friday to the auditorium.
So that'll be school children.
School children on Friday morning.
Good.
2 shows. So the elves are going to be very busy. I hope they finished all their chores with Santa so they can come and be on our stage. And then after that, we are regrouping, and we're having a wonderful new event at South Jackson of an old film. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh.
And that's coming up on the 19th.
Well, that's great. Is that going to be a afternoon event as well?
No, that's going to be an evening event, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And tickets are available at the door. $10 will get you admission and a drink and a bag of popcorn.
That sounds great.
Doesn't that sound like
it sounds
the good
wonderful.
old days?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
We're going to have the black and white picture of It's a Wonderful Life with that famous Jimmy Stewart doing George Bailey and Donna Reed. Didn't you grow up watching Donna Reed?
Yeah, the Donna Reed show. She had her own show.
Yes, she did. She was beautiful. And she's absolutely exquisite is in this movie as Mary Bailey. And their children and the wonderful Clarence, the angel, who brings a great Christmas message to George and his community. So we hope our community will come out on the 19th to see It's a Wonderful Life at South Jackson, and then come and see the Happy Elf. You're going to come, aren't you?
Oh, of course. Of course. I am a happy elf.
Yes, you are.
One of the things I want to ask you, we all love our traditional Christmas music.
Yes.
You know, I mean, because it's stuff we've heard our whole life. Santa Claus coming to town, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times we don't pay enough attention to some of the new Christmas music.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I know you and I watched an event the other night, the Mannheim Steamroller, and how they recreated a lot of stuff. So I would imagine some of the music in The Happy Elf that Harry Connick Jr. has written, the music and the lyrics, is new.
Yes.
They're new songs, new Christmas songs that might turn into a favorite if
That's
we
right.
take time to listen to some of the new stuff, which a lot of times we don't do. We go, that's new. I want to hear the old stuff. But sometimes the new stuff is good too.
Oh, very good.
So it will be an opportunity for people to go hear new Christmas music presented in a stage performance, which is just wonderful.
It certainly
it's
is.
Delightful.
Yes, and we are very blessed to have great talent here in the community, and so we're thrilled to have this show. It's directed by Erica Wonder Peterson, and it is just full of magic.
Who has a great voice herself.
Yes, she does. So
full of magic, as are you.
Oh,
Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for letting me come.
You gonna get to work now? Or this is work.
I'm at work.
This girl's always at work, and if she doesn't have anything to do with her job, the other job she's got's taking care of me, and that's a full-time job for anybody. We'll be back after these messages.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Started to say beautiful, but this snowy Thursday morning, February the 7th. We're glad to see you here, and thank you, TV ladies, for putting a good, sharp, colorful picture on the screen, and thank you, John, for that introduction. You know, I mentioned last week that we were going to share a little bit of downtown history this morning, and it's one of the great, great institutions that everybody loved for many, many, many years, and that's a place called the Candy Kitchen at 121 North Atlantic Street. It's now occupied by the Tennessee Shoe Repair Company between Daddy Billy's and the Legal Service offices on North Atlantic Street. But the Candy Kitchen was a place that young and old would go and enjoy. It had the full fountain with Cokes and Pepsi Cokes and Cherry Cokes and all that good stuff that were of the old school, nickel and dime, and they just enjoyed them. The soda fountain, and they had the wire back chairs and the marble tables in there in the front part of the building that people would enjoy their sandwiches and their lunches and everything. And when not ping pong, but the machines, the pinball machines came. The Candy Kitchen got one of the first ones, and they had the magazine rack there that had all the current magazines that were real good. And now the Candy Kitchen was called the Candy Kitchen because they made candy there. A fellow named Martin, that was superintendent of Avoca, I think was the earliest owner that I knew about, and they had a big kitchen in the very back part of the building. They made taffy, and they made peanut brittle and divinity and chocolate fudge. It was a sight, and you could smell the aroma back there. One of the real prime candy makers, as I recall, was a fellow named George Cooley, and he had a great big copper kettle in the back room back there in the kitchen, and he would empty those bags of sugar into the big copper kettle, and he had some kind of bottled gas heat for it, and it would melt that sugar, and that white syrup would be in there, and then he'd start putting the other ingredients in it, like for peanut brittle or taffy or whatever it was, and a great big marble top work table that he would pour that warm candy in it, and it would all be the same level, and when it cooled off, why they would cut it up in squares and take it up to the showcases up front. But it was so fresh and so good, and wasn't expensive at all. And they would have specials, like today would be Taffy Day or Peanut Brittle Day, and it was really great. And the McManus family bought Candy Kitchen, I think, back in the late 20s or early 30s, and Lonnie McManus and had a couple of sisters, and the day they ran it, continued making candy there, and later Ms. R.T. Hill bought it and operated it for a while because she had her theater right next door there, the Strand Theater, and I think Claire O's folks owned the Candy Kitchen for a while, and later I think the last owner as a restaurant was a fellow named Bob Good from Columbia, a Good's restaurant there that was operated during the latter part of Camp Forrest. But I will have to say this, those that operated and owned it catered to teenagers, and they remodeled part of the kitchen and put 6 or 8 booths there, and they put a hardwood floor down, and the first Nickelodeon, to my knowledge, that came to Tullahoma was at the Candy Kitchen, and you could put a nickel in for a tune or a quarter in for 6 tunes, and we learned to do the swing and the Big Apple and do the two-step and the foxtrot at the dance floor at the old Candy Kitchen. It was so much fun, and that's where everybody gathered after a football game or after a pep rally. And if any of our parents knew we were going to the Candy Kitchen after school, that's fine. And it was really great. Never any alcoholic beverages or beer or anything like that was sold there, again, because they catered to the young people and teenagers. They had so much fun there. And sometime in the future, I've got a little film clip I'd like to share with you of the inside of the Candy Kitchen and the dance floor in the back, and everybody had so much fun there. And the food was real good that were made at the fountain, soda fountain, because they had fresh chicken salad and tuna salad, and no big heavy meals or country style food, but the typical sandwich and soda fountain type thing was so good. And boy, when they made a milkshake, it wasn't just one scoop of ice cream, it was 4 or 5 big scoops of ice cream at the Candy Kitchen. A real remarkable, memorable place there that everybody enjoyed and liked to go there after school and meet your friends there. And you know, if nobody knew even where the post office was, they sure did know where the Candy Kitchen was. And everybody had a good time there for many years. We're grateful to the people that operated it and had that service that was offered there. And we would like sometime to see another Candy Kitchen type operation here somewhere in Tullahoma. A lot of fond memories there at the Candy Kitchen in downtown Tullahoma. And this is not the end of the story, because there's a whole lot more to come. And we sure do thank you for watching, and everyone have a real good day.
Time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Maiden. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterware.
Yes, Roosterware is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterware specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterware.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the cock of the walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Yay, we're back, Peggy.
And it's time to finish.
Time to finish,
and
we're gonna.
The time goes by.
Yeah, we're gonna finish up here, talk about a couple things, and then we're gonna talk about. Then we're gonna go to the Christmas parade.
Oh,
some
great.
excerpts from the Christmas parade. So Philip put that together.
Wonderful.
And then we'll get to the civic choir at another time. Question that I've always wondered about.
Okay.
Is what would happen if Christ was born now, today,
in this day and time.
In this day and time, and so I know it's been expanded on several times. So I wrote something I wrote something last year, and this is called The Next Noel.
Oh, interesting.
If the first Noel was this Christmas Eve, what would it take for you to believe? When he comes, how will you know? Not from the TV, the newspaper, or radio, because it won't be in a castle or a mansion uptown, but a mission shelter with the homeless around. So what will it take for you to understand that just outside your comfort zone is born the Son of Man? Will you believe the rumors and the stories strangers tell? Will you hear the angels sing at the next Noel? Or will you be so busy and so self-absorbed that you miss the greatest gift of man from our Lord? The Son and the Savior that was sent for you and me. Open up your heart. Be part of the history. That's what it will take for you to understand. Just outside your comfort zone is born the Son of Man. If you believe and search beyond what the pundits sell, you will hear the angels sing at the next Noel. Just believe he was conceived to shoulder all life's hell, and you will hear the angels sing at the next Noel.
Very nice.
So,
but it's an interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, would we know any more than the people back then knew? Very few people knew. In the beginning, very few people would know if it happened right now.
The good news was it wasn't quite as many people, but but still, it would be a tremendous shock, don't you think, to the nation? Would anybody believe that?
How would you know? Would it take years to know, just like it took years to know?
Probably.
Then?
And if when someone mentioned virgin birth, they'd say, "Yeah, right." Yeah. I mean, honestly, and it's kind of sad that
I hope I'd have a clue.
I hope so too.
I hope I would have a clue.
I hope I would too.
Get involved with the community. We've got Old Town Stroll is coming up.
That's tonight. If you're watching this Tuesday.
Yeah, it's too late. But all kinds of stuff. The Happy Elf.
Happy Elf
be
starts
happy.
Thursday.
You be a happy elf.
Exactly.
We'll see you next time. Enjoy the Christmas parade.
There's your Grand Marshal, Jazz, coming up here in this. There's your Grand Marshal on screen now. That's Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell and Tullahoma Fire Chief Richard Chastain.
Now look at those fellas. I think all together now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they are so great. And they are in their dress uniforms. Doesn't that look nice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is the mayor coming up on your screen now.
Bless his heart. He couldn't get a ride. Oh, look, the first lady's right in front of him.
I think that's Evelyn's sister who lives in Manchester that is driving that Mayor Curley.
Mayor, won't they let you ride with them?
No, they never do. They always make the mayor walk.
Oh, here's our lovely Miss Tullahoma and Miss Amy Beth Stevens. She's a freshman studying engineering at East Tennessee State University, and she's the daughter of Rhonda and Jeff Stevens, the sister to Adam and Ashley Stevens, who are so proud of her, I know. She's honored to serve at Miss Tullahoma 2017 and would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. I'm excited about this next float, Jimmy, coming. This is
South Jackson Civic Center, yeah.
Yes, and I want to tell the folks that our friend R.J. Hayes designed the facade and built the South Jackson Civic Center. And the float features the performing arts for children and teens. The Happy Elf will be presented on Thursday, Friday and Saturday, December 7th, 8th, and 9th at 7 p.m. and Sunday afternoon at 3:30. The Happy Elves tells a wonderful Christmas tale of an elf bringing cheer through jazz music to the town of Bluesville. Based on the film written and composed by Harry Connick Jr., the musical brings joy of Christmas to the live stage.
And there's your East and West Middle School cheerleaders.
You know, this year, our next entry, the middle school combined middle school band consists of 130 7th and 8th grade band students from East and West. The 4 band classes have prepared individually for this parade and are performing as one big band for the first time tonight. And on Sunday, December the 17th, they'll be presenting their holiday concert along with the Tullahoma Beginning Band and the high school band at 2 p.m. in the THS auditorium.
Okay.
I got to see them march on the football field with the band, and they were so excited. It's just magical.
Absolutely is.
And of course, we have the backbone of the band, the parents, right beside them.
Oh, look, there's a dog in there.
What's he playing?
Not sure.
Oh, that's
He's
good.
looking good. Got a little sweater on. There he goes. Yeah. And coming in now, I think, in that white convertible is going to be the 2017 Junior Miss Tullahoma.
Oh. It's Megan Renee Smith. Oh. She's a sweet little gal. She's a cheerleader, too. She's got that wave now, Jimmy. She's got that wave.
It takes some practice to get that down, doesn't it, Candy?
You know, and she's lovely. She's just 13 years old and the daughter of Nathan and LaDonna Smith. She's in the 8th grade at West Middle School and is a member of the school band and cheerleading squad, student council, NJHS, and FCA. She's honored to have been chosen as Junior Miss and like to thank this wonderful city, her family, and friends for their support.
We're watching now the 2017 Tullahoma Little League 10-year-old All-Star champions, and walking are the 11 and 12-year-old All-Star district champions. Congratulations to those guys. Great season. Coming into view now is Pam Sanders, and she is the 2017 Little Miss Paparazzi. No, I'm sorry, her name is Malika Solomon. And the 2000. Actually, I think the Little Miss Paparazzi was Brooke Kidd.
There were two. Little Miss Paparazzi, Michaela Solomon, and Young Miss Paparazzi, Brooke Kidd.
Iker Storing is on your screen now, and Iker Storing has been serving the greater Franklin County area for over 15 years, and they feel very blessed to have the opportunity to expand to Coffee County and serve it also. This is Shelby Hall, Coffee County Junior Miss, on your screen now.
Yes, she is Coffee County Fair Junior Miss, yes. She goes to West Middle School and competes in gymnastics. She's the daughter of Clint and Melissa Hall.
And the Tullahoma High School band coming up, Candy.
Our award-winning Tullahoma High School.
Award-winning, that's right.
They're known as the ambassadors of Tullahoma. They represent our town with class everywhere they go. With over 165 students this year, they enjoyed another award-winning marching season with their show, Lost in the Woods. On Sunday, the 17th of December, they'd like to invite everyone to the high school at 2 o'clock to hear their holiday concert.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Lillian Dorman, Little Miss Tullahoma. She is the daughter of Brandon and Candy Dorman, and a kindergartner at Robert E. Lee School, active member of Grace Baptist Church, and she is honored to be selected as Little Miss Tullahoma. Next entry here is the First Baptist Church, Made for Praise Choir, Jingle Bell Beach. Oh, look, they've got their volleyball net on their float. And they've got their surfboards and their beach ball and their palm trees.
That's right. Now we have the 2017 Mr. and Mrs. Motlow. That's Michael Celebrity and Jamie Money.
How about them bucks? Oh, yeah. I'm telling you. They even have a buck in there with them.
They do, don't they?
And we have the Tullahoma Fire Department, the Mule.
Along with a fire pub.
Gotta have the fire plug. I believe our buddy Randy Bing was driving the Mule. Here comes the Moore County High School Band of Spirit, supporting in Lynchburg and Moore County since 1954. This is the Moore County High School Band of Spirit under the direction of Jason the Gus. Derek, I hope I said that correctly. Drum major is Paul Biscoff. The band will be traveling to Disney World in April to perform for the first time in the school's history. They wish to invite everyone to Christmas in Lynchburg, which is tomorrow. Good for them. That's girls high schoolers in the Bass Club.
There it is. Yeah, I recognize that guy.
Oh.
Hometown Auto Sales is represented this year by owner Marty Scott and his daughter Renee. Marty is driving a 36 Ford that he restored, and it has been in the family forever.
Now that is a sled.
You know, they've been in business for over 100 years. This is the first time they had an entry in the parade, so congratulations to them. Yeah, look at this.
I believe the pilot of that sled is none other than Scott Dillard.
I think you're right about that.
And under the house is under elf surveillance. Now, how cute is that? That's Brian Kelly in the Branchwater Distillery.
Hannah Tips, who is the 2017 Little Miss Coffee County. She's 6 years old and the daughter of Jason and Carla Tips.
Warm in there too. You know, they have so many activities. I don't know how they have enough time to do it all.
We're seeing now that something that's really impressive from the Rogers Group is a Tonka truck. The truck weighs 157,000 pounds and has a 511 horsepower motor with a top speed of 46 miles an hour. And it can haul up to 40 tons or 50 L's, whichever. They're loaded down with elves tonight. Shelter, yeah.
And you know who else is riding in the shelter is the 2017 Mr. and Miss Tullahoma Canine.
Not sure which ones they are. They may be.
Oh, aren't they beautiful? Oh, my.
Yeah, look at them.
Oh, makes you just want to get a puppy and take it home for Christmas, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, my. A home for every puppy and a puppy for every home. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
and watch it now as you're seeing the Tullahoma fire truck, a 1936 Dodge fire truck.
And this is Jody George. And Jody's the daughter of John and Dawn George, and she's very active in the community. She's also a THS varsity cheerleader, and she wanted folks to know that the car is provided courteously by her aunt and uncle, Lewis and Treva Swift. And I also want to add that she is also the Tullahoma High School reigning homecoming queen.
Uh-huh.
Her mama Dawn, we're so thrilled.
She said downtown.
Downtown. Oh my goodness, look how pretty we have. That's part of downtown too. Oh my goodness. Is that the Grinch?
I don't know. It's a 60 Chevrolet. Is that part of your downtown crew?
No.
No. Okay. This is what everyone's been waiting for.
The Southern Community Bank Santa float. They sponsor the float. Ho, ho, ho from Santa. Oh, I hope he sees me. I've been so good, Jimmy.
You have been good.
I've been disgustingly good. Oh. From the North Pole.
Yeah.
I just love Santa Claus. I get so excited when I see Santa Claus.
She's not kidding, folks. She really is excited.
Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and to all a good night. We've had a good night.
Yes,
We're
we
still
have.
having